Listen up, Who Dat Nation, because I am absolutely losing my mind right now over what the NFL just did to our schedule. We finally got the massive news about Paris, the first ever game in France, but there is a hidden cost that is going to rip your heart out if you truly care about our history. We are talking about our legacy, our blood, and a date that should have been the biggest party in the history of the Gulf Coast. This isn't just a schedule leak. It is a massive betrayal of our team's legendary 60th anniversary. Before we dive into this absolute disaster of a scheduling decision, I need to ask you for a huge favor because we are so close to a massive milestone. We are pushing for 3,000 subscribers on this channel, and we need every single member of the Saints family to step up right now. This community is built on the passion of New Orleans, and I want you to be part of the most dedicated tribe in the league. Hit that button and let's show the world that the Who Dat Nation is the loudest and strongest fan base in professional sports. Now, let's talk about this Paris situation because it is a double-edged sword that feels like it's cutting us deep. On one hand, we are making history by heading to Europe to play the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 7. It is the first time the NFL is touching down in France, and of course they chose the most soulful and vibrant team in the league to represent the Shield. It is a massive honor for the organization, and it puts the New Orleans brand on a global stage like never before. Imagine the black and gold flying high in front of the Eiffel Tower, the energy of a new crowd experiencing our culture, and the sheer prestige of being the pioneers of the sport in a new country. But here is where the logic starts to fall apart, and where the NFL offices in New York clearly forgot who we are. Because we are playing in Paris, the league naturally gave us a bye week immediately after in Week 8. On the surface, that sounds like a smart move to let the players recover from the jet lag and the physical toll of international travel. But if you look at the calendar, you will realize that Week 8 Sunday falls exactly on November 1st. For those who don't know their history, that is the official 60th anniversary of the New Orleans Saints. Instead of having 70,000 screaming fans in the Superdome celebrating 6 decades of heart, soul, and grit, the stadium will be empty. The lights will be off. The party that should have been the greatest celebration in the history of the franchise has been canceled by a scheduling conflict. How does that happen? How does the league miss the chance to honor one of its most iconic franchises on its actual diamond birthday? It gets even crazier when you realize that this was entirely avoidable if the league just had a little bit of respect for the fans who have been there since 1967. They could have scheduled the Paris game a week earlier or a week later, or they could have followed the lead of the Steelers who are actually waiting until Week 9 to take their bye. But no, the Saints are being forced into a quiet week of rest right when we should be screaming our lungs out for 60 years of legacy. Think about the legends that should have been on that field for a halftime ceremony. Think about the atmosphere of a home game against a division rival on the exact day the franchise turned 60. It would have been electric. It would have been the kind of moment that defines a generation of fans. Instead, we are getting a quiet Sunday on the couch while our team recovers from a flight over the Atlantic. Does the NFL even care about the traditions of the teams that built this league? It feels like they are so focused on the global expansion that they are willing to sacrifice the very soul of the local fan base. We are talking about 60 years of suffering, triumph, the Super Bowl run, the legends like Archie Manning and Drew Brees, and all of it is being pushed to the side for a marketing opportunity in Europe. I want to know how you feel about this, because it feels like a slap in the face to every season ticket holder who has stuck by this team through the lean years. Is a game in Paris really worth losing the chance to celebrate our 60th anniversary at home? The raw truth is that the NFL sees us as a product to be exported. But we know we are a family that deserves to celebrate our milestones together. They are taking away our chance to wear those beautiful 1967 throwback uniforms on the actual anniversary date. They are taking away the chance for the old guard and the new generation to stand together in the dome and say thank you to the organization that defines our city. It is a massive oversight that smells like corporate greed over fan culture. They don't want you to think about what we are losing. They just want you to buy the international jerseys and watch the 9 a.m. kickoff. But look, I have to be fair here, because the league did get one thing right, and this is where the redemption arc of the season really begins. In Week 4, they gave us exactly what we needed. We are hosting the hated Atlanta Falcons on a Monday night, and if that doesn't get your blood boiling, you might want to check your pulse. This isn't just any Monday night game against our biggest rivals. This marks the 20th anniversary of the most famous regular season game in the history of the NFL. I am talking about the night the Saints returned to the Superdome in 2006 after being displaced by Hurricane Katrina. That night changed everything. It wasn't just about football. It was about the survival of a city and the resurrection of a community. When Steve Gleason blocked that punt, it was the loudest sound the world had ever heard. It was the moment we told the rest of the country that New Orleans was back, and we weren't going anywhere. Now, 20 years later, we get to relive that magic against the Falcons on the biggest stage possible. The NFL finally recognized that legacy matters by putting this game in primetime. It will be our first home primetime game in 4 years, which is absolutely ridiculous if you think about the energy we bring to the Dome. The league has ignored us for too long, but in Week 4, the eyes of the world will be on us again. This is our chance to show that the legacy of the Saints isn't just about a date on a calendar. It is about the unbreakable bond between a team and its people. While the 60th anniversary might be a quiet bye week, the 20th anniversary of the return will be a war. We need to turn the Superdome into a nightmare for Atlanta. We need to show them that 20 years hasn't changed the fire in our hearts. This is the ultimate us against the world moment. They tried to keep us down after the storm. They tried to bury us with bad calls in the playoffs. And now they are trying to distract us with international games. But we remember where we came from. I'm losing my mind here thinking about the missed opportunities and the massive stakes of this season. Seriously, if we don't capitalize on these emotional milestones, what are we even doing? The 2026 season is shaping up to be a defining moment for the future of this franchise. We have the history, we have the heart, but do we have the leadership to turn these anniversaries into a championship run? I want to see a team that plays with the same grit that the 2006 squad had. I want to see a defense that hits with the same intensity that defined the 1967 originals. We are at a crossroads where the old legends are moving on and the new era is trying to find its identity. This schedule is a test of our resolve. Can we handle the circus of a game in Paris and still come home and dominate? Can we honor the 60th anniversary with a winning record even if we aren't playing on the actual day? It's a lot to ask, but being a Saints fan has never been easy. We thrive in the chaos. We love the struggle. There is a secret vibe around the facility right now that suggests the players know exactly what is at stake. They know that playing in Paris is a chance to show the world that the Saints are a global powerhouse. They know that the Monday night game against Atlanta is a sacred debt they owe to the city. I am hearing whispers that the team is planning something special for the fans despite the bye week on the anniversary. Maybe a massive event in the city or a digital celebration that brings us all together. But nothing beats the roar of the crowd in the Dome. It is a shame we won't have that on November 1st, but we have to make every other home game twice as loud to make up for it. We are building something special here, a tribe of 3,000 and beyond, and we need to stay connected through these ups and downs. This is more than a sport, it is our identity. As we look at the road ahead, I want you to visualize the future of this team. Imagine standing in the streets of New Orleans at the end of this season, celebrating a legacy that has spanned 60 years of incredible stories. We have been through the highest highs and the lowest lows together. We have seen the dome roofs torn off and we have seen the confetti fall in Miami. This season is about honoring every single person who wore the jersey and every fan who never gave up hope. I want to see your fire in the comments below right now. Is this 60th anniversary season going to be our year of destiny? Or are you as frustrated as I am about the NFL's scheduling blunders? Do you think the Paris game is a distraction or a badge of honor? I want the raw truth from the real fans who live and breathe this team. We are building this channel to 3,000 subscribers because the Who Dat Nation deserves a voice that isn't filtered by the national media. We tell it like it is because we are fans first and insiders second. We are the ones who show up when it's raining, we are the ones who stay until the final whistle, and we are the ones who will be celebrating for another 60 years. This is our house, our history, and our legacy. No matter where the league sends us, whether it is London, Paris, or right back home in the heart of Louisiana, we carry the spirit of New Orleans with us. Don't let the league's mistakes dampen your spirit. Use it as fuel. Let's make every single game an anniversary celebration. Let's make the Falcons regret ever stepping foot in our city for that Week 4 showdown. This is for the legends, this is for the city, and this is for the future. We are the soul of the NFL. Who Dat Nation.